Good evening, everybody, or morning, afternoon, or whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. This person that you're looking at is a very recent friend, like yesterday, maybe day before we got to be friends. Anyhow, I belong to a group on Facebook that Sam started, and Sam's a trucker. So all these truckers are out there and they see everything firsthand, all the things that we just hear about. So I got a hold of Sam and asked for permission to share this video and another one after this. Anyhow, for YouTube or whoever is supposed to check these things, but I do have permission. And right over there is the permission. I sent Sam a message, and this is what I got. Gave me permission to use all or parts of the video, but I think that all of it needs to be seen. So I'm going to just sit here and I'm just going to play it for you and let you watch it in its entirety. And I think this is really important that we get this out for everybody. Everybody that has any doubts. Anyhow, this video is 16 minutes and 44 minutes long, so I'm going to shut my mouth and let it play.
Hi folks. I wanted to do a video because I've been having a hard time trying to get this through by post. So I'm going to cover some things that I think are important and maybe will clarify some things for everybody. First of all, I'm not only a truck driver, which means that I see things firsthand before, as far as production of food and materials, before it even gets to the store. Secondly, I am an agribusiness management major with a minor in horticulture in college. So I have a pretty good understanding of the supply and demand and the time it takes for, you know, a recoup of a food loss like this or a food shortage. I do want to tell you from the trucking standpoint, there's not a lot of loads out there. We're not getting paid hardly anything. Some major trucking companies are actually closing down, shutting their doors, ones that have been in business for years. One of the problems that we have, I haul a dry van, and because of, and I told you guys last year, because of the hurricanes and how it damaged the southeast, fires out west, you know, where the produce, a lot of produce comes from California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho. I could go through each state and tell you pretty much what product comes out of each state. But, you know, you pretty much should know what comes out of your own state. With the floods going on, and the other thing is, the last time that we had a spring close to as wet as this one, we ended up with a drought. And, I mean, I'm sitting here seeing the ones that did get the corn in early enough around this area here in Missouri and Arkansas, Illinois. The ones that did get the corn in time to have it to where it's the height it should be. I went by fields the other day and they're just standing in water. The corn's not going to be any good. So let's go back a little bit. I know for a fact that for the last few years, like my neighbor, he's a farmer, and it actually, what a bushel of corn is bringing actually is less than what it costs for him to grow it. So if you really think that there's a big stockpile of corn, there's not, because a lot of these farmers have just been putting in corn, and what he does is he turns around and puts it into silage and feeds it to his cows. So there's not a big stockpile of that. If you think it's going to get better in August, you know, you think there's going to be some kind of dramatic, magical thing that's going to make these crops you know, all of a sudden be able to tolerate the heat, the flooding, and to produce a bunker crop, sadly mistaken. It's not going to happen. If these crops that got put in, if we get an early winter, it'll just ruin, you know. The humidity is crazy. That affects the soybeans on how the dryness and stuff gets. A lot of farmers would have to use their dryers. Well, first of all, corn is going to affect gasoline prices for the simple fact that corn is what they make ethanol out of. The soybeans are going to affect our diesel prices because that's what they make biodiesel out of. I know I'm kind of running back and forth. There's so much in my mind. Already we're seeing an issue out here in the trucking industry with the ones of us that are dry vans. First of all, NAFTA sucks, so that let the Mexicans come up here and be able to haul our freight also. But what we're seeing is because of the lack of produce in Florida and out west and in the southeast, people that normally run reefers have turned those in. And now they're running dry vans, which takes and adds even more trucks to the already limited pool of freight that we have to carry. Myself and my bosses included are hunkering down and trying to figure out any way we can to lower costs so that we don't lose our business too. I'm already prepared for that because you know, if they're going to pay less than $1 a mile, I'm losing money to be even out here running. So might as well go home and get a job at McDonald's. So that's one of the issues. So if we're seeing and like right now, I've got a load of pork and beans on. I haul to Aldi's. I haul to Dollar General. I haul to Sam's Club. I haul to Walmart. I haul to Save-A-Lot. You know, I haul to all of these. Haul to Kroger. So I haul to these. So I haul a lot of produce. I haul a lot of canned green beans. I get canned green beans out of Michigan. I haul a lot of Vienna sausages and stuff out of Iowa. So I was hauling tons of that stuff, and all of a sudden that stuff is not available. You know, it's to the point now people are struggling out here because you book a load and then your load cancels, and you're like, why? Well, it comes in that somebody else says, well, I'll take it cheaper. That's how cutthroat it is getting out here right now. So, you know, I'm waiting for, you know, when the food shortage really kicks in, there's going to be hijackings going on. People will hijack these trucks for what is in them. So that's just that part of it. So let's talk about crops. The thing that's going to happen is, and it's already happening. It's already happening in Indiana. I know that for a fact, that a lot of these farmers are just throwing up their hands and giving up because they can't compete against the big corporation farms, which are farm factories. You know, the floods out here in the Midwest, unless you see it, you can't believe just how the fields are just standing underwater. Planted or not planted, it's just underwater. Soccer fields underwater. Campgrounds underwater. I mean, up until about 2 weeks ago, I'm living over by Lake Wapapello, and they had all the campgrounds and the beaches closed because it was just flooded. And it's still flooded over there. The water's slowly going down, but as it's going down on the Missouri side, the seepage is causing it to go up on the Illinois side. I mean, for me to get across the Mississippi River, there's just a couple of bridges that I can use to get across. They've got several of them closed. So, hurricanes. If we have any hurricanes, that's going to affect everything too. It depends on the winter, on whether these crops are going to be able to get them out of the fields in time, what has got in there, but they all look so sickly that they may just not even bring them out. They may just do the insurance claim on them. You know, I was reading a thing that Trump made it to where the money that was going to the farmers because of the tariffs, the $16 billion to help out the farmers because of the tariffs with China. You know, they made it now to where it was supposed to be for the ones that planted crops. Well, now so many states have not been able to plant their crops that they have extended it to the ones that couldn't get their crops in. So they'll be able to get a government kickback, as well as the no plant insurance. And the no plant insurance only pays about 55% of what they would have got. You know, if you're going to play the futures, you know, the prices are going to go up on everything. So, you know, and here's another thing. Corn and soybeans are, and I put a thing on there about so many different things that they are used for. Like, soybeans are used in cosmetics. You know, corn is used, they've got pencils that are made out of corn. You know, it's just so many different products that a lot of times you don't even realize. Soybeans can be used in rayon, nylon, you know, all of that. I think, don't quote me, but here's another thing. With this flooding and everything, that's hitting the cotton belt. So think about everything that's made out of cotton. You know, those prices are going to go up too. It's almost getting a perfect setup just for everything to collapse. But that's probably fear-mongering, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but, you know, if the trucking companies are getting paid low enough that they have to start closing, then how's your stuff going to get to the store? You know, no trains in a Walmart parking lot, no planes in a Walmart parking lot, no ships in a Walmart parking lot. It's us. And if we can't afford to run, you know, there's your shortages too. That stuff will set, if there is anything to be hauled, it'll sit there and rot. Absolutely. So I don't know, I just wanted you guys to know from the front lines just how bad it is. Now, it's going to be, if you think it's going to get better in August, I don't think so. I think it's going to get worse by August, because I don't think that the crops are going to be able, that they're going to be able to pull out of the ground are going to help us. But here's another thing. Are they going to put it in our stores? Or are they going to sell it overseas for more money? You know, anything we do is all about money. So if they can make more money selling it to Canada or Mexico or Africa, which Africa's got a huge, they lost their corn crop. There's other countries around that have lost their stuff. China's got the Ebola pig flu. You know, there's the pork. So it depends on, are they going to use it here, you know, or are they going to sell it overseas to where they can make a profit? There's just so many things that are complicated that you just can't count on anything right now. You've got to stock up. You know, even a lot of our gardens are sucking this year, really, when we need them to produce. We need them to produce and supplement what others aren't going to be able to provide for us. So, I'm not trying to be a fearmonger. I'm just trying to let you know what's going on out here. Let you know some of the reasons why it's not in the stores. You know, so many of them, they're wanting us to haul it for less than $1 a mile. And when you figure out, you know, you've got to figure in truck payment, insurance, fuel. If it's not worth me making enough money to haul, I'm not hauling it. It'll sit there until somebody else hauls it. You know, and it's getting to, people are being picky, and we have to, you know. Right before Memorial Day, Falcon Trucking's been in business for years. Hundreds, thousands of trucks. They sent their drivers messages and said, we're shut down, figure out how to get home. Their fuel card was shut off, and they were just left stranded wherever they were at that time in the United States. Another company up here has just done the same thing. So when these big companies are starting to close, how do you think us little guys are making it? we're just barely getting by the skin of our teeth. I'm not saying this to feel sorry for me. Don't. I'll be alright. Because I'm stocking up. Well, I got money rolling in. I'm stocking up. I lose my job, I'm not going to stock. And ain't nobody going to come to my door begging either. Whether it be my kids or whatever. They've been told. They've been told. You know, so when I tell somebody or talk about prepping and I get that, oh, that's nice smile, which I know is, or the, oh, it's not going to happen in my lifetime. That's when I say, tell me what has not, you thought was not going to happen in your lifetime. Did I think we was going to have satellite television? No. I thought it was still going to be the 3 TVs with my dad outside turning the antenna and you're screaming, no, stop, stop, that's good. Did I ever think that the phone would come off the wall and I have something so small it could go on my wrist? No. Did I ever think I'd have a computer on my wrist? Which I don't have one, that's stupid money. But no. You know, there's so many things growing up that I never expected to see. You know, wireless internet, or internet period. You know, video games in your room when it wasn't Atari. Hitting a tennis ball back and forth with 2 sticks. So, those people that I tried to talk to, sucks to be you. Really does. I tried. And then if you think you're going to come to my door and say, I should have listened, I'm going to look at you and say, yes, you should have. Have a nice day. And if that doesn't work, they'll have a gun in their face. Because I'm not playing around. This is going to be a life and death situation. Life and death. I hope I'm wrong. I truly do. But been preaching since last year. Since all the hurricanes hit and the wildfires and everything. And it's just now starting hurricane season again. So I guess we'll see what happens. Sorry to be the person of doom and gloom. But I just wanted to get that out there so that you guys know that prices are going to go through the roof. Companies are going to close down. You know, trucking companies. We don't just bring food, we bring everything. You know? So, good luck. You've been warned. So, stock up. I know money's tight, but, you know, here's another thing too. If you are on Social Security, fixed income, or getting help from the government and you're getting a bridge card or whatever it is, food stamps, whatever, I would use those to stock up and not be getting Red Bulls and junk food. I would use them seriously to stock up. You can buy seeds with those. You can buy fruiting plants with those. You can buy fruiting trees with those. But those cards aren't going to do you any good if there's nothing in the store. So, just a warning. Peace out.
Okay, guys. I guess you can tell me what you think in the comments. Like I said, there's going to be another video. I'll probably wait and put it up tomorrow. It is also from Sam. And it's kind of a rant video. But you all can see it when I put it up. But anyhow, y'all stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next video, which will be tomorrow. Y'all take care. Bye.